junction.
Hyderabad Express Dayabasi Station, Netaji Bhavan.
Bizarre end to this this game. Most good things will make you wait just a little bit in life. MI and their fans had to wait. It was agonizing towards the end at one bizarre over. However, all is well that ends well, and Mumbai registered their third win. They go up to 6 points. Things not looking too good for SRH. Only 163 to chase, and Mumbai did it with 4 wickets remaining. Little contributions from the top 5 of that batting order. Rohit Sharma's name not there, but he hit a couple of good sixes to entertain the 1KD crowd. Pat Cummins tried his best, the best bowler in the park, miles ahead of the rest, but Ryan Rickleton, Surya Kumar Yadav contributing enough to seal the deal for the Mumbai Indians. Hi, you're watching Voltas presents Cricbuzz Live. I've got Bhattacharjya and Simon Doull. Simon, yes, they had to wait, but they'll take the win.
They'll take it, absolutely. Great bowling performance, and then just capped off with some good batting for the most part of the innings. You know, it wasn't an easy surface. It probably just came on a little better in the second innings, but we still saw the ball gripping in the pitch. We saw the slower balls working for Pat Cummins in particular. So not an easy one, but they'll be mighty happy with that, I think. At home, good win, 2 points, go into that middle of the table and feel pretty comfortable about tonight.
At the halfway mark, the odds were stacked heavily in Mumbai's favour, and all they had to do is just go and be professional, be clinical about it, and they got the job done.
Absolutely. This is an interesting match in two ways. I mean, one is that Travis Head, you know, lasting 29 balls and not having a run rate of 100 is something that's... Not having 100 of 150 would be surprising. Not having 100 of 100 is the thing.
Yeah.
The other is, if you see it, a lot of Mumbai batsmen, all the top 6 Mumbai batsmen crossed 25.
Yeah.
Okay? But none of them crossed 40. So they all got going. They all had their little cameos. And that's another thing you're rarely going to see. 31, 26, 36, 26, 21. All of them got runs. But none of them sort of finished it off. And that's interesting, because just it tells you that, you know, everyone got in.
Yeah.
But nobody really finished it off. They meandered a little towards the end, but, you know, they got through safe. There was just not enough runs to really challenge them after that.
9 in over in the power play, 55 for no loss at 6. I suppose just the perfect platform was set, and thereafter there weren't too many hiccups.
No, as long as you don't, you can lose it in the power play.
Yeah.
You can't win it in the power play, but you can lose it if you're 2-3 down.
Yeah.
And they made sure of that. They only lost Rohit inside the power play, and just losing 2 wickets between the first and 10th over. I think that was the key to it. It meant that players coming in could be a little more aggressive than we saw from Hyderabad side. So, yeah, as Joy said, one of those wickets that you never really felt like you were in, I don't think. And that's the point of that scoreboard. And the numbers in the 20s and a couple in the 30s is you just probably never felt you were in. There was always one that might just hold a little more, and you might find yourself departing. So I think it was, for the most part, pretty clinical, apart from that sort of little shambles at the end there, to be honest.
Yeah, 16 fours and 7 sixes in this innings. Measured aggression from Mumbai, not too much, not too little either.
Look, the thing about it is, on a pitch like this, when you get a ball to hit, you hit it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Mumbai did very well. Both, Surya Kumar Yadav, who hits it so well behind the square, Rohit up front, the place where his actual, where the stand should have been actually named after him. So those are the kind of things that you sort of want to see.
Yeah.
And I think they did enough of that. The sort of, as I said, the Mumbai engine starts slowly.
Yeah.
But it's starting to get into second gear. I'm still not saying fourth gear.
Yeah.
But from first gear, they've sort of got into second gear and they've started now moving.
I'm glad you say that, because MI does give you the feeling that there is a lot more unutilized firepower left in the tank, and they will show their true colours as they go along.
Yeah, I mean, it's a batting order that I keep talking about. I mean, right down to Santner at 8, who is more than capable.
Yep.
And they've got quality players, good strikers, 6 hitters.
Yeah.
The one thing we've talked about with Chennai, isn't it? But these guys have got 6 hitters all the way through the order.
Absolutely.
I mean, Rickleton, Rohit, Sky, Jacks, Tilak, Numan, they all hit 6s.
Yeah.
And that's one of the big bonuses of that side. They get on a flat wicket, they can hurt anyone as much as any team can. And they've got a bit of craft about the batters as well, for the most part.
Yeah.
And that just showed in tonight's performance. But I still think the 162 was down to a very, very good bowling performance across the track. They'd have been stoked with 162 at the halfway stage.
And the bowlers really allowed the batters to take their time. There was no real pressure to go at 10 and over. And that meant that batters could take their time. And if you look at the partnerships, everybody got a hit, and this augurs really well for future games where maybe a couple will fail and the others will have to put their hand up. Look at those partnerships. Everybody spent time at the crease, and that augurs really well.
Well, and you also look at the run rates.
Yep.
It's the one thing that, apart from Abhishek, it's the one thing that right until the end of the Sunrisers innings, most of their batters struggled with a good strike rate.
Yep.
And those partnerships are a key example there of actually striking the ball well. Yep. At least one of the two was going quite hard in all those partnerships. And I think that's, it's a good sign. Great toss to win as well.
Good toss to win. It's a good toss to win, especially because you, as he says, no matter how much you say, especially early on in any season, you really don't know a pitch, So somebody's put it there, they said, no, we don't really know this doesn't look too great, but let somebody else do the finding out for us. Yeah. They don't want to find out for themselves,
Rohit Sharma, 26 of 16, one edge that went for 6 per the other two. Gorgeous sixes. The MI fans enjoyed the fact that, the team won, but they got a little glimpse of what Rohit can do. Is he looking better with each game? Out of a full toss today. Disappointing, but he looked good.
Yeah, he did look good. I mean, those pull shots were fantastic. A little bit unlucky. It was a good shot, and he hit it hard. 2 yards either side, it goes for 4. But he just picked out the man at extra cover. So looked decent, looked aggressive again, as he always does. So he looked disappointed when he got out. Frustrated, I think, because as Joy said earlier, those scores between sort of 15 and 25-30 have been a bit of the norm for Rohit. And normally you expect him when he gets to 15-20 to kick on and make the big one. So that'll be a little frustrating for him. But again, he's team first as well. He's all about the team, and they got the 2 points. He'll be pretty happy.
There was one slightly controversial moment in this game when a wicket was disallowed because Ryan Rickleton's gloves were in front of the stumps. It would have upset Klaassen's correction, not Rickleton. Klaassen, the keeper, his gloves were in front of the stumps. It would have upset the SRH fans, but the rule is rules.
Laws, actually. Laws in cricket, rules in golf. Manish, Pommy made the same mistake on television. Don't worry about it. You're not the only one. But from the moment the ball is in play, which basically is when the bowler starts to run in. When he starts to run up, the ball is in play. From that time on, the keeper's gloves cannot cross anywhere past the back of the stumps. Or the wickets, the stumps, whatever you like to call them. They cannot go past that line. Now, the third umpire nowadays up in the television officials' room, he has, I think, about 12 TV screens now. There used to be one that he could look at his replays on. He has got about 10 or 12 TV screens now. He's got all 4 Hawkeye side-on cameras, both sides of the ground, looking straight at the keeper's lines. He's got the no-ball line, looking straight at that one, the back foot and the front foot one, plus his normal screen, plus a couple of others. So he's monitoring that the whole time. And you might think, I bet they don't look at it every ball. Well, every ball a spinner bowls, that third umpire is looking at that. So they've got it right. And they're doing their job. We've had a couple of close ones in the tournament so far that have almost been there. I think MS Dhoni was sort of questioned the other night, wasn't it? It looked like it was almost there, but not to be. But his gloves were they definitely crossed the path. And it's a no ball. And I think the reason around it, Joy and I were talking about it in the green room, the reason around it, you think about the football analogy, don't you? You brought that up. An offside player, if he has nothing to do with the play, is not considered offside. But you're just thinking about getting in the batter's eye line. The batter's standing here and the glove's just going to get waved around in front of the stumps. And I think it's it might just take the eye off the batter. And I think that's part of the reason for it.
There's also an inside edge that wasn't caught by the keeper. Just wondering, why is Ishan Kishan not keeping?
Klaassen is a international keeper. You look at it that way. Though Klaassen also has lots. The South Africa also has a lot of keepers. But look, Ishan is also a pretty competent fielder. So you put him out there in the field. It's difficult to. Ishan, and it's not that Klaassen doesn't keep the spinners. They have some brilliant spinners from their part of the world. Shamsi used to bowl for a long time. You have lots of bowlers. So Keshav Maharaj is there. So he's used to keeping to spinners as well. It's just one of those things. I don't think you can call it to that. Though I still say that, on that offside rule, I'm going back to that. Is it, somewhere there, the batter's here, he's hit it here, the ball's been caught there. If the ball was caught at slips, he's here, he's hitting it there, it's in the eye line. So, yeah, look, the laws is the law. Okay? And
You changed your sentence midway.
So the point is, it's not the umpire's call to make. It's the lawmaker's call to make and look at it and say that, okay, we want to change this, and this perhaps is a bit harsh.
Yeah.
But I'd still look at it saying that if it isn't in play, if those gloves are not in play, perhaps it's a harsh one. But, the umpire had to do what the umpire had to do. You can't fault him for it either way.
Yeah, on laws, the right calls have been made last night as well with the no ball, today as well. And since we are talking about the laws and the rules, the umpires this year have been very vigilant with bat sizes. And that's suddenly becoming a story everywhere on social as well. You have a theory.
Yeah. This whole business of mine is bigger than yours, It's a very Delhi thing, but it's
a northern thing, isn't it?
But it's all over the place now. But the fact of the matter is, we were discussing this, and I think you need to have that the bat gauge that they use nowadays. Yeah. And it's interesting. Do you agree with it, sir?
I looked at the measurements. I sort of did a bit of Googling as well and looked at the measurements and understand why they're doing it. The exact measurements, I think.
Yeah, I've got it written down somewhere.
What have you got? 4.1
I'll just
centimetres on the side of the bat. So your bat can't be any thicker than 4.1 centimetres.
Yeah.
I think it's 11 centimetres wide. And at the highest point, it's 6 and a bit centimetres. So the little plastic triangle thing that you saw, or the plastic gauge that you see the umpires with, they're sliding it over the bats. Two guys have been told that they can't use them, Narayan and Nokia, the other night. So, look, I like the fact that they're monitoring a little bit more. It's talked about a lot in the last few years that it's become so much more of a batter's game.
No, absolutely. I've got them in inches. Depth is 2.68, width is 4.33, edge is 1.61. I think the main point is the fact that, there's this famous picture of Barry Richards' bat and David Warner's bat, which has gone, viral all over. Yeah. But the truth of it is that it actually wouldn't make that much of a difference in Test cricket. But in T20 cricket, where runs have to be scored, it makes a huge difference. Yeah. And what's happening is now, also sometimes one's player preferences, preferences if the pitch is slow or something, where they want the bulk, they want a larger bulk in a particular place. Yeah. So what they figured out is the measurements can be fine in terms of length and the total weight and everything else. Yeah. But the bulges are the dangerous ones, which is why they're now testing them. Yeah. And obviously somewhere what would have happened is they must have gone to the dressing room, tested all the bats. Somebody might have pulled out a bat which, it could happen by mistake also, because every day they bring 6-8 bats in, somebody else bought in a bat and it didn't fit and somebody must have complained. But I think it's a good thing to be vigilant about. Now what's happening is, before the start of play, the fourth umpire checks it for both these guys there, batters going in. Yeah. And if it's in the middle of play, it's the guys in the middle who are doing it.
Simon, you have friends in the bat manufacturing industry in India. What are they saying about this?
I haven't actually talked to them about it. They just comply with the laws, basically. They know the exact laws. They know they're not allowed to make anything any bigger. And if they try to, they'll get rejected. So the last thing a manufacturer wants, I would think, is for their bat to walk out to the middle, triangle, the machine not go over it, or a bit of plastic not go over it, and then it's like, okay, well, he's making illegal bats. Yep. So I would say they are very strict. They will take them to the nth degree. Don't worry about that. They will make them exactly right. But I'm sure they've got the same testing device as the umpires have now to make sure that they are not over. And you test it with stickers on, not with stickers off, because as soon as you put a sticker on, it just becomes a little bit more, and it's slightly harder to get that bit of plastic over it. So make sure you put the stickers on before you test it.
And this inevitably happens, because I can tell you from the other point of view, all the management agencies, sports management agencies who are doing sponsorship and all, these are often signed in the middle of a season. What happens is Priyank Sharia may not have anything on his bat. Suddenly he is the toast of town, he's hit so much, somebody will say, okay, bat deal for him, let's get some. And remember, there are two bat deals. One has to be a piece of equipment, it has to be a bat manufacturer. But the other one is a sticker for any sponsorship.
Any company.
So what happens is some agent will come at the last minute and say, we need to put these stickers onto your bat. And that's probably what would have happened.
Wow. From all this educative chat about Willow, let's talk about Will. Will Jacks, 36 runs and 2 wickets. That makes him our coolest performer of the match, powered by Voltas. Shore kam zyada. With the bat and the ball, Will Jacks came to the party. A surprise performer came in at 3 as well. Not bad at all from MI.
Yeah, really good. I actually thought they'd go with Sky like they did in the previous game at 3, but they changed their mind. Maybe on the back of him bowling beautifully. I thought he used his variation nicely as far as his pace was concerned. Took Ishan Kishan wide of the crease for the stumping. As I said earlier, he tries to rip the ball when he bowls. It's a really good thing. Surface suited him, but with no current Sharma, it was a vital spell. And it was a brilliant spell. And I think he just backed it up beautifully with the batting, Joy.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, he did everything for you. And think about it. You're right. Karan Sharma goes, splits his webbing. He's out. 2 left-handers there. You don't want to throw in Santner early. He gets the ball in the 7th over. And I think he bowled absolutely perfectly. And then with the bat, very crucial time, him and Rickleton, because you have another wicket after Rohit, another wicket going down early. And suddenly they'll start to see this 162 will look bigger and bigger. So I think what he managed to do was just get rid of that, tension, the butterflies in their stomach. And by the time he was gone, they were safe enough.
The first wicket fell in the 4th over, and he comes in at 3 and hit 3 4s and 2 6s, a pretty good strike rate as well. And this performance perhaps allows MI to be a lot more flexible because they know they have another option that can bat anywhere in the top order. He's opened as well in the past.
Yeah, I mean, he's batted 1, 2, 3. He wasn't used in that previous game where he was used at 7. Something like that, I think it was, against Delhi. They just kept shifting him, sliding him down the order. So, being flexible in this format of the game is a real key. And you talk to Will Jacks and he'll just say, I just want to play. I just want to play. I don't really care where I bat. If I had a preference and I was guaranteed a spot in the team, I'd probably like to open the batting or bat at 3 at worst. But I thought it was a terrific move in Delhi to move Sky up the order. Today was the right move. So Mumbai just starting to get things right. And if Will Jacks' bowling continues to be what it was tonight on surfaces that suit, continues to get runs, then, again, that batting order just keeps looking deeper and deeper to me.
No, absolutely. And what I love about Will Jacks is, I mean, for England also, he's their handyman. He's batted at 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. He's batted all the way down. So he does it for his national team as well. So it's not as if it's a role that he's not used to. He's the kind of guy, tell me what to do, and he goes ahead and does it. So guys like that are really useful in teams, in IPL teams, because you want to float, you want to do left, right, you want to do everything. Here's a guy who's mentally never going to be thrown by these things.
Interesting. I interviewed him the other night before the game, and a couple of other guys in the comm box. Shane Watson was there, Graham Swan was there. They said didn't really know him that well. They said, "Geez, he spoke well." A very well-educated lad from Chertsey in the UK, but nice lad and good performer. Been good for England. I think he'd be pretty happy with tonight.
He's got the skill. MI have Will. Will Jacks is our coolest performer of the match, powered by Voltas. Shore kam zyada. Now, we must examine what SRH did with the ball. Pat Cummins clearly, Joy, in a different league because none of the other bowlers came anywhere close to what Pat Cummins managed. Showed his international experience, but it might have been a slightly lonely experience for him. Pretty good numbers, those.
No, absolutely. 26 for 3 is not to be sneezed at. He bowled really well. But remember this is exactly what Simon said. This is the kind of pitch that suits him. He's the master of, dragging the ball down, getting the bouncer. He can do it fast if the pitch suits him. He can do the slow bouncer. And if you see the kind of wickets he got or what he did, it was with pace off the ball because he knows this is the kind of surface that's going to work. So look, he's an international captain. He's a master bowler. He's all that. He just didn't have enough weapons with him to be able to do much. And, Shami bowled well up front, but after 3, they just asked Shami to go. Because
they brought in Rahul Chahar. I was a bit surprised that Harshal Patel wasn't as effective. I really thought on a pitch like this, with the kind of cutters he bowls, he'd be effective, but 3 overs, 31.
It's more for Harshal Patel, in my mind, it's more that's what they sit back and wait for because they know that is probably 80% of his deliveries. With Pat Cummins, he can hurt you with the bouncer. He's quick enough to actually hurt you with the bouncer, whereas Harshal probably isn't. And so batters on that sort of surface, I think, would have just been sitting back, waiting and setting up for the slower ball, and the quicker one would have been a surprise to them because they kind of know what's coming from Harshal on that type of pitch. That's probably why he wasn't as successful and why Cummins was more successful.
What do you make of that move to get Shami off?
I think it was the right move, but you got to bowl the guy.
One over.
Yeah, I mean, just give him a couple more opportunities, I think. Okay, they didn't have enough runs on the board, so it was probably a tough one. But I think once you sub one out and bring a guy in who you think might have a chance to play a role in the game, give him a bit more opportunity.
Yeah. I think that first over, he dragged a couple down, got hit for one big one, and then after that, they just sort of said, okay.
No.
Yeah, well, things are getting worse for SRH, touted to be one of the most dangerous sides before the IPL started, but they will now need to win 6 of their next 7 games. Where do they find themselves on the points table? Because, Mumbai have won. They've gone up to number 7 at 6 points, level on points with KKR. Hyderabad reeling at number 9 alongside Chennai. Just the 2 wins, Joy in 7. This team is far, far better than these numbers suggest.
Yeah, so down, they have gone into the basement. So the basement is now occupied by Rajasthan, Hyderabad and Chennai. They're 2 and 5 teams. Just above them is what we call the middle class teams, which is Kolkata, Lucknow, Punjab, they are the middle class, 4 and 2, Bangalore.
Yeah.
Gujarat also there, and then right at the top you have Delhi.
In the penthouse.
In the penthouse. They're the penthouse. One team in the penthouse, obviously.
Does this Mumbai, after winning 2 games back-to-back, now they're winning at home as well, do they evoke a little more fear than they did a week ago?
I think teams will have always been fearful of what they see in that Mumbai side on paper.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of putting it together on the park. I thought Hardik had a really outstanding game as captain.
Yeah.
Tonight, I think he manoeuvred his bowlers around. He was all over everything tonight. I think it was good to see. Terrific little innings with the bat as well. When you come in and find the boundaries on a regular basis, he had one of his better nights tonight. Was really good with the ball for 3 overs. Yep, you can get met in the last over. That's just one of those things that can happen. But he had a super night tonight, I think, with the captaincy, the way he manoeuvred everything around, and the job he did. So I think it's still, to me, a very dangerous outfit.
In fact, the one guy that I'd say is only one guy Rohit's having his struggles, but Rohit, you think, will come good at some point. Ryan Rickleton is not doing as much for me, perhaps, as you think, but the rest of the batting is just looking so good now. Will Jacks has got runs, Surya has got runs, Hardik has got runs, Tilak Verma has got runs.
Yeah.
That middle order is looking solid strong.
MI play Chennai in Mumbai on Sunday. What kind of pitch are you expecting? Not the one that we saw today. Possibly a very different track, guys.
Yeah, if that's a pitch given to Chennai, they will not be happy.
Yeah, because they've got...
I don't think they'll be watering it on the morning of the game, if that's exactly what happened today.
No sticking the pen on the pitch kind of business.
I'm not sure you'll get a pin into the pitch on Sunday, let alone a pen.
This pen mystery, I need to find out. Exactly whose pen, how much.
I mean, what's Kartik walking out with a pen in his pocket for anyway?
We'll find out.
We'll ask him.
They're all a part of the Cricbuzz
He's here
family.
tomorrow night.
He's here tomorrow night.
Oh, yeah.
He's on tomorrow night. We'll ask him if it was him that took the pen out.
Excellent. Quick word on SRH, though. What do they do?
Look, 2 things. I think firstly, they need to lengthen their batting. Because I think by keeping their batting at Cummins at 7, I think they're giving too much to... There's too much to be done by the top 6 batters.
Why don't we bring up their squad just to see what the options are?
So, I have a simple option. Wyan Mulders can bat.
Yep.
Okay? Wyan Mulders and Cummins Mendes, if you get either of them in, they are also bona fide batters. Okay? Any of those 2 comes in place of Ishan Malinga, it gives you 1 more batter coming in. And that immediately gives you a little bit, at least it gives you 1 more batter.
And they play their next game at home against MI. I think Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah.
So is that the change you'd make?
I think so. I mean, 4 overseas, sides that are going in with 3 overseas and not even using them as an impact sub.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're thinking about like for like or player that probably is a slightly better quality, you're looking at an international South African player there.
Yeah.
Can use the new ball.
Yeah.
Can hit a long ball. I just think they've got to find a way to get him in, use 4 overseas, see if it can make a bit of a difference. Heavily reliant on Abhishek up the top.
Yep.
If Ishan Kishan 100 and then what? Best score in 19 in his next, I think 19, 2, 0. No, he just hasn't done anything since game number 1.
Yeah.
So he's got to find something again and get Klaasen to 4.
Yeah, Klaasen to 4. That's exactly what I'm saying. You cannot have Nitish Reddy at 4. Klaasen has to come at 4.
A lot to think about for SRH. The IPL bandwagon now moves to Bengaluru. The Chinnaswamy Stadium will host the Punjab Kings. This is match number 34. That's what's coming up. A couple of players who are ex-RCB will play in Bengaluru against RCB. This is the homecoming of Yuzvendra Chahal, who's found form in that last game. Who holds the edge in this game? RCB win, they go top of the table.
Yeah, RCB's only problem is a huge problem is they're playing at home. That's the only thing that they'll really be worried about.
Yeah.
Because form-wise, they played RR the last match. They played beautifully in Jaipur. They played in their green.
Yeah.
I thought everyone contributed. They got enough runs to put them in trouble. And I felt they had the match under control.
Yeah.
And I think, as Simon always says, they are understanding, all of them are understanding their roles. I'm to do this is what I have to do, this is what I have to do.
Yeah.
Once you get teams where players understand their roles very clearly and they know their best 11, they know their best 11 definitely. So I think they are a very set side. They're only, as I said, the only thing playing in their head would be Chinnaswamy and their luck in the Chinnaswamy. But otherwise, they're a very, very good side.
Tough to put a finger to what's going wrong playing at home.
Yeah, I actually really love them in the green.
Yeah.
I love that green uniform. It's a nice change. And we don't have, there's a lot of reds and blues around the tournament, isn't there? In different shades.
Yeah.
When they go out in the green, I actually think it's really nice, digressing. But what do they have to do at home? I suggested a change of dressing room, didn't I, last week? I said they've got to take all the stickers off the home dressing room, put them in the away dressing room, and just use that one for a game or two and see if it...
Simon, I'm news for you. Do you know why that dressing room is a dressing room?
Tell me.
Because the very first match of the IPL played, we were in what is now the home dressing room.
Ooh.
They got hammered, and that's when they changed.
Oh, they changed then?
Yeah.
Time to change back, fellas. Time to change back.
I know, I was there.
So when Brendan got his 158.
So I was the only, we were the only team, all the teams in that season were the only team to see that dressing room as a home dressing room. Otherwise, only RCB's used it.
Do whatever it takes to win. It's been 17 years, guys. RCB fans desperate to see their team win. And maybe tomorrow you will see a solid RCB show and they will go top of the table. What about Punjab? They defended 112 against KKR. Sorry, Joy, I had to bring that up.
I don't know. I thought they did marvellously.
Yep.
And I think it's really good for the game. The way they fought, the way they did it. And again, it's a team that can't, they can chase 260s, 245 sometimes.
Yeah.
They can, get people out. They are a team who's full of surprises, full of beans. And because of Ricky Ponting and what ethos he has, they'll never give up.
Yeah.
They're never out of a game. They're always in the game.
Yeah.
They threw away a game they should have won,
Yeah.
But it happens to teams like that.
The return of Chahal to form is perhaps the best piece of news for Shreyas Iyer and Punjab Kings.
Yeah, look, it won't get easy. I know his record at Chinnaswamy is brilliant. He was such a great bowler there, but it's not going to be as easy going back there, I don't think, for him. He'll know the conditions, he'll know it well. But coming off that performance the other night, he'll feel a lot more confident than he did in the first 3 or 4 games. He was superb the other night. Even the over, to be honest, to Dre Russ was a brilliant over. He could have had him first ball, little inside edge, went wide of off stump, could have had him caught it long off. It was a terrific spell of bowling. So I hope he's back. I love him. He's a little champion and he'll want to do very well going back to Chinnaswamy.
What does Punjab do with Glenn Maxwell? It's just not working with him, with the bat. Do they treat him like a bowler who bats a bit?
Did we find out the other day whether Stoinis was actually injured?
We don't know that
No,
yet.
there has been no official
news.
report.
Because we heard a rumour that he was injured,
Yeah.
but then was he actually just left out? Was he just dropped?
We got shots
For
of
Josh.
Ponting giving him a pep talk.
Yeah.
I don't know what that chat was about.
So he was just dropped for Josh Inglis the other day, which, and Maxwell bowled quite well.
Yeah, Maxwell,
So he actually bowled well.
Yeah, he
and
got a wicket as well.
KKR had a lot of left-handers in their top 6, so we saw a reason behind that. But again, he didn't get the runs. So I don't know. I mean, after bowling so well, they probably give him another go.
Because English, they can't give English just one shot.
one
he
game
played a
go.
horrible shot,
Yeah.
but they still have to give him more than one game.
Let's bring up the squad. Xavier Bartlett played that last game as
really well.
Josh Inglis played as well.
Xavier has to play because of the injury to the other bowler.
Do they bring in Harpreet Brar, who has a pretty good
Rocky's
record
gone,
against RCB, left arm spin?
Oh, big time. Big rap on Harpreet Brar. I thought he's done relatively well. Another tall left-arm spinner, a little bit like our man at GT, Saiki Shaw.
Saiki Shaw, yes.
A tall left-arm spinner. I've got a bit of time for him. He can hit a long ball. Coming in for your first game at Chinnaswamy as a left-arm spinner. How many left-handers in the Bengaluru
he's a
Padikkal
left arm,
at
yeah.
3.
Yeah.
And Krunal
Yeah, so not too bad. He might be an option.
against
Might be an
He
Kohli.
might be an option against a lot of right-handers.
Yep.
But yeah, I've got a bit of time for him. He's always performed pretty well when he's been given the opportunity.
Yeah, RCB come off a 9-wicket win against RR in Jaipur. Any changes, or would you go with the same winning
No,
combination?
I think I'd go with the same winning combination. This is again a set side. And what I was saying, each and every one of them knows what they have to do. Yes, they still haven't got Liam Livingstone is still not got going, but they can afford to carry him, and because he gives them some versatility with the ball, can bowl to left-handers and right-handers, they'll keep him there. I think they'll stick with this. I mean, if Livingstone gets out, Jacob Bethel is their natural option because he's again somebody who bowls left-arm spin, can bat as well. So they've got options. They've got a like-for-like replacement, but something tells me they're on a roll. They're not going to tinker unnecessarily.
For you, Simon?
Don't think so. Yeah, I think they just stick with what's working.
Okay, players to watch out for, one each.
Well, it's a battle for me. It's a battle, and I'm going to go with Hazelwood and Priyansh.
Nice.
Because I'm looking forward.
matchup.
I'm looking forward to that battle. Priyansh opening the batting. Love watching him. Hazelwood, absolute gun. I'm looking forward to that battle.
I think, Virat has been a successful Indian captain for a long time. I think Shreyas, I would like to say, I want to put up my hand.
Yeah.
And what's better than beating the best to their sort of home ground? So I think Shreyas Iyer from one side. The other side, I've really been impressed by Rajat Patidar. And I think his ability to hit spin and accelerate in the middle has been a huge part of their success.
Interesting. We have given you a little sneak peek of a preview for now, and you will get a much more detailed layer preview tomorrow at 7 p.m. But before we say goodbye, Joy Factor.
Okay, let's take a look. The secret is in the unfortunate but creditable stat. Imran Khan, Shane Bond, Mitchell Starc, all of them, these are the best 3 bowling efforts in a losing cause. So Imran Khan got, and Rohan Gavaskar's dad was the opposing captain that day. Sunil Gavaskar, they got out for 125. Imran Khan got 6 for 14. And then Pakistan was shot out for 87.
And
so
Rohan cracked it. Rohan cracked it for you downstairs.
Rohan, yeah. The moment I said your dad was involved, he said, I know that.
Shane Bond's one, was that against Australia?
Yes, against
when Andy Bickle.
2003 World Cup.
Yeah. He got 6 as well, I think, in that game.
Yeah.
Or 5 or 6 in that game.
yeah.
And then Andy Bickle shot New Zealand out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they were in
7 for
trouble. And
52.
Bickle got runs and then he got...
Bickle got everything. Bickle did everything.
He got
that
all the runs at the
Which-
back end of the innings. And then, I remember that game.
Mitchell Starc, I think, was the 2015 World Cup.
It was in 2015.
Interesting.
No, not in the 15 World Cup. Not in the World Cup. They didn't lose a match in the World Cup.
No, they won the World Cup.
But it was in 2015 though.
Got it. Now you know who's the winner. Let's bring up the winner's name that Joy and Simon can clap for. Surya Sesha. I'm so glad there are new names coming in every day.
But Surya, well done, Surya.
Well done, Surya.
So I have seen Surya's name before once, but not in this series, not in this IPL. I have seen him.
Good.
Whose name are we seeing looking better on the guessing game leaderboard? I got it right. Joy got it right. Simon got it right. Rohan did not get it right. I had to rub it in.
You had to say it.
5 of us got it right today. GK and Virupa as well in our Hindi show. So let's bring up the latest updated guessing game
And
leaderboard.
we have a new leader.
Yay!
Look at that. Oh, it's tight at the top, isn't it?
Yeah.
2 bullseyes. How rare is that, Simon? One of those was the first innings bullseye.
Yeah. One of them was a 217.
Yeah, but you know the story, right? New Zealanders are used to climbing at the top. Edmund Hillary.
Well, did he get there first or did Tenzing? I don't know.
But will you also choke come the knockouts?
Whoa. It's time to go.
Oh, wait. Just saying. Just saying.
I take it you're not here
By
tomorrow.
the way, for a country which has about half the population of
Mumbai.
1/3 the population
Of Dadar,
Mumbai,
actually. Lord
I think they've
done rather well.
they battle much above their weight.
But I've got to say,
tell
Simon,
you.
you guys do enjoy a soft corner in our hearts. We love you guys.
Mate.
More on that, but that's off air. We've got some ice cream coming in for Simon. You guys have a good night's sleep and make sure you join Simon here at 7 p.m. tomorrow on Voltas Presents Cricbuzz Live. Good night, sweet dreams.
कृपया लक्ष्य करें। जयपुर वाला होटल
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत। ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವವರೇ
Hyderabad Express Railway Station, Netaji Forward. Hereby